What's up, y'all? I'm so glad you made it to my channel. You made it to the right place. I'm gonna tell you something that you may not understand yet.
You do not owe anybody anything.
So today we are going to be talking about what to do if people ignore your boundaries. Boundaries are about protecting your peace and well-being, not controlling others. It has absolutely 0% to do with controlling others. Control of how other people process their emotions when you set your boundaries. Boundaries can be flexible, but they should reflect your values and your needs. A healthy way of expressing your boundaries would be coming to that person over text or in person in a nice, calm, polite way. Say, hey, I need time to myself in the evenings. Hey, I won't be available this weekend because I'm going to spend time with my family and I will not be available to be on my phone. I will not be responding to any texts. I can't stress enough that there is absolutely nothing wrong with you setting your boundaries. It is okay for you to prioritize your peace. If that person has a problem with you prioritizing your peace, then that means maybe you should reconsider them being involved in your life, in your story. The moment that you feel like you're getting burnt out and you need some time and space to yourself and you need to set that boundary, the perfect time to address the boundary is in the moment. It is not good to wait 30 weeks down the line because you're worried about affecting somebody else's feelings and you want to be nice. You need to set your boundaries right now so that that person and everybody else can know what you need and your expectations. If you ruminate and wait until the perfect time, you will end up expressing your boundary in an aggressive and passive-aggressive manner. And let me tell you, that has happened to me. All my breaks, I'm off the grid, and then I allow this person to text me. But if I keep responding to that person, it's not their fault. The boundary keeps getting crossed. It's my fault because I still responded to their text even though I said I was off the grid. So that means, hey, I'm not really true to my word in that sense. So it's technically not their fault. It's really mine. So if down the line I start feeling resentful and angry and then I come off like, hey, I'm not talking at all, and I start getting upset, then it's not necessarily that person's fault. It's my fault. And now it's starting to come out in a passive-aggressive manner. It's when you could have just said your boundary in that moment and stuck to it. So stick to your boundaries, y'all. If you tell that person, hey, I need some space for a minute, then you can take that space and you don't have to put a deadline because, hey, at the end of that deadline, you may not even be ready to talk to that person, and that is okay. You don't have to feel obligated to do anything. So you set your boundary, make it as detailed as possible, but if some areas are vague, okay, that person is just gonna have to deal with it. Boundaries, again, they're not about controlling other people. Boundaries have nothing to do with forcing people to do anything. If that person still wants to continue talking to you, even when you said stop texting them, you can kindly say, hey, I expressed to you what I need in this time of my life. So if you still want to text me, you can do that, but I won't be responding and I'll be muting your messages. Have a good one. You don't have to be rude, you don't have to be mean, but it is a-okay for you to express what you need. Examples of healthy boundaries are saying no without guilt, taking time for yourself, asking for space when you need it. You don't have to answer messages, text messages, anything. After hours, many of us need someone to talk to. But we can't always be that person for those who deplete our energy and impact our mental health. You are not obligated, guys. I just want to take that moment to let you know. If that person is venting to you and that person is telling you everything and it's starting to take a toll on your mental health, it's starting to impact your peace and your well-being, saying, hey, I ask that you will lean on some other people in your life right now that can support you in this time because I need a break from my peace, my sanity, and my mental health. You don't have to feel like you owe that person to be there for them. A real relationship, a real friendship is not based off of who gives what to who reciprocates what. It is about genuinely being there for that other person when you can be there for yourself first. When you fill your cup, then you can fill other people's cups. But if your cup is empty, then you can't fill anybody's cup. And I can't stress that enough. Your cup needs to be full before you can fill anybody else's cup. And you don't have to feel bad for taking time for yourself to refill your cup. And if someone is making you feel bad or guilt tripping you, or making you feel like you're doing something wrong because you can't be there for them in that time because you're trying to refill and process your own emotions and your stuff, then that means that person may not be, I'm gonna just tell you straight up, that person is not meant for your life, because that person is disrespecting your boundaries. That person is prioritizing their self over you. In order to stay friends with them, you have to be available at all hours. Baby, no. You do not have to be available at all hours. You can set your hours. Hey, I'm available from and that's that. A really big thing is, I don't want to feel like I have to schedule times and appointments to be with these people. Of course, you don't have to schedule appointments to be with your friends. But if that person said that, hey, I'm not available at that time and I'm available at this time, if that person has a busy life, then you're just gonna have to deal with that. Obviously, people can clear up some time for you, and if they do that, you have to be appreciative of the time that they give you. You can't just get mad at them when they only have a few slots open to have conversations, because they have other priorities in their life and they have to attend to those. You need to get a grip on your emotions. I think a big thing about people getting offended by boundaries is not being content with themselves. Anything another person can give you, you can give to yourself. You do not need to be dependent on your friends to always be there for you 24/7. You need to talk to God. You need to talk to yourself. You need to journal. You need to express your feelings out. You can't always expect a whole bunch of other people to be there for you and hold you up when you're falling down. You need to hold yourself up. Get yourself together. Be detached from people, be detached from situations, and understand that not everyone is always going to come through for you in the way that you may have come through for them. And that if they set their boundaries, they're prioritizing their peace, and you need to set your boundaries to prioritize yours. And maybe if that person is not giving you what you need, then maybe they're not a good friend for you in that time, because maybe somebody can't always be there for you and be available on them. Maybe they have a busy life. Maybe they have things to do and people to talk to, and they can't always, acquire to your needs. And it's not that person's fault. It's not your fault. But if that doesn't align with what you need in your life right now, then you can move on to another friend. You can find other people. There's other people in the world. So I think a big thing is literally just being content with oneself. Be able to not be so dependent on others. And I think I'll also do a video on not being so dependent on other people for the things that you need as well. You can be there for people without entangling yourself in their feelings, solutions, and outcomes. Just because someone's mad at you for taking some time for yourself, you can still be there for them when you are okay, when you're ready. You don't have to become entangled. Oh, this person feels this way about me. We already talked about this stuff. You don't have to feel bad about it. Say no without guilt. Remember, boundaries are about creating peace, not chaos. So if that person is ignoring your boundaries, that is when we are starting to create chaos. So the first thing to do if a person is ignoring your boundaries is to repeat it. You can repeat it one time without it escalating, without it, going over the moon and all these different things. You can express it one more time. You don't need to keep repeating yourself. You said it once is enough, but you can do the courtesy of saying it twice if that person may have forgotten, that person slipped past their mind a couple of times, fine. You can relay your boundary one more time. If that person is then disrespecting your boundary again, then that's time for you to follow through with consequences, such as a break, distancing yourself. And recognizing patterns. If someone is constantly disrespecting you, sir or ma'am, you may have some codependency issues and you need me to be there for you 24/7 and you can't be without me and you can't respect my space. Okay, that's a you problem. You need to deal with that internally with yourself. But maybe it's my turn to reevaluate this relationship, because I can't allow you to keep stepping over my boundary. And the next thing, if someone is ignoring your boundary, is don't internalize their reaction. It says more about them than you. Always remember, you're not being mean and you are not being too much for protecting your peace. And if someone is making you feel that way, if someone is guilt tripping you or making you feel like you're wrong for doing any of those things, cut them off. Setting your boundaries will shift how other people see you, because they're like, okay, I can't do this to this girl anymore. I can't share the same things as I used to share with them anymore. I can't fully trust them with this. Girl, it's okay if it shifts how people see you. That's a relief for you. Take that and run with it. If somebody says, because you set these different boundaries and stuff, I can't really trust you with certain things, I can't talk to you about the same things. Hey, for you, it's like, hey, more time on my plate. I can do what I want. I don't have to deal with everybody's problems anymore. I don't have to be trying to figure out all these different solutions for other people. I can use that time of that person not sharing those things with me and use it for time for myself. Period. Don't feel sad. Don't feel upset that this person is saying they can't trust you with XYZ. Who cares? Less off your plate to deal with. Saying no to others allows you to say yes to you and say yes to things you genuinely want. Period. Relationships without boundaries are dysfunctional, unreasonable, and hard to manage. But people can't meet a standard that you never express. If I never tell that person, even if they text me, that I'm off the grid for my breaks and I don't remind them of that when they're texting my phone, then they're not going to take me seriously. Then they're going to just keep bypassing the boundary. Boundaries are not unspoken rules. You need to clearly state them to that person and make sure they understand it. So share your boundaries as soon as you recognize that you need them, because doing so will prevent unwanted reactions that may occur when you let things go on for too long. Do not let things go on too long, because that's when the buildup will start to come out, and you really don't want to pop off on people. I just advise that, like, you don't want to hurt people's feelings. Still be respectful, but again, don't feel regret for setting your boundaries, but you don't want it to fester up and boil up so much that you end up saying things that you regret. You end up cutting that person off when you should have just set your boundary a long time ago. Don't take drastic measures because you didn't set your boundary right away, and still be understanding and to people and listen to how they feel. But at the end of the day, someone can express how they feel about your boundary, but you're not obligated to change your boundary because of how they feel. It's not your job to switch your life around because it's not making somebody else comfortable. That's their job to fix their uncomfortability, not yours. You can understand, say, hey, I understand how you feel about it. I'm sorry that it's affecting you this way. This is a result of XYZ. I will not be compromising my boundary. And if that doesn't work for you, then hey, maybe it was not the right relationship or friendship for us to be in. Because at some point, you really have to focus on your self-love, your self-care, and really prioritize yourself in that time so you can really serve other people. And then also just making sure that we're not pouring unnecessary energy into people. People that are not going to be in our story, and people who aren't really for us. Why are we allowing them to cross our boundary? Over explaining myself. Why would I keep restating my boundary and you don't even respect me? Having boundaries is an act of shifting your habits. It's new. I typically always allow these people to talk to me and always allow these people to run over me. When you're setting your boundaries, it's a shift to what you normally do. You're creating a new habit in yourself to be like, hey, no, I'm not allowing this to happen to me anymore. So the next time you become upset when someone dishonors your boundary, consider how challenging it is to always uphold your boundaries and stay true to them. Because it's difficult, because you're worried about, oh, am I making this person sad? Am I not enough for this person? Because I'm saying, who cares? If this person can't respect your boundaries, they're not for you, period. You are allowed to have boundaries. Don't feel bad about them. The right people will respect them. It is not your job to make other people comfortable at your own expense. They have to deal with the emotions that come with your boundary on their own. It is not their job to keep flooding you with how they feel about it. That's rude. That's disrespectful to your boundary, because it's like more about how they feel than how you need your space, and how your space, if you have your space, then you can be able to help them. Let them sort out their feelings about your boundaries with their therapist and with themselves. You don't need to allow them to keep coming to you about how they feel about your boundary and what you said and how they're sad about it. Womp womp. Get a grip on your life, because I can set my boundary. I can say no without guilt. Okay, so I want you guys to say these affirmations to yourself when you start feeling guilty about it. Here is a few affirmations for that. I am allowed to say no without guilt. The right people will respect my boundaries. I am allowed to prioritize my peace. I can't pour with an empty cup. Be clear and direct with your boundaries. No need to over-explain. Stay calm and confident, and do not apologize for needing your boundaries. The perfect time to set your boundary is when you recognize you need them. When you start getting burnt out, you start feeling upset that this person is always talking to you about this and you're not being able to talk to them about XYZ. Boundaries are a necessity for living. Without boundaries, life is chaotic. Get your life. Get your life. Do not let people walk over you. You are not a doormat. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want more videos like this, like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for next week's video. Also, check out the other videos we got on this page, and I'm sure it will benefit your life in some way. Stay smart, y'all. Bye.